What's happening, guys? Hope you're doing good today. We got a different video, a little bit different format. I'm going to be taking a look at these Aetherdrift spoilers because a bunch of them dropped. I'm a little late to the game, but just wanted to go through them one by one. This is going to be the first time I'm looking at them, so we're looking together. So let's just go down the line. We got Momentum Breaker. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once each one of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. When this enchantment enters, each opponent sacrifices a creature or vehicle of their choice. Each opponent who can't discards a card. Sacrifice this enchantment. You gain life equal to your speed. That's not bad. It has a 2-drop, just as is. It's only at enchantment speed, but I like it. I like it. This intimidation tactic. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it and exile it. And you can cycle it, which is cool. That's nice. I really like this artwork. I wonder if we're going to get the same artwork here over in the States, in the colonies. Thopter Fabricator says it's a flying 4/4 for 3. A flying 4/4 for 3, crew 2. It's a vehicle. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. So you're going to be getting that effect regardless of whether or not it's crewed. It's pretty cool. I like that. I feel like that's a pretty decent card. Good rare. Brightfield Mustang. Looks like it's a common. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, untap it and put a 1/1 counter on it. Saddle for 1. 3/3 for 4. Nothing too fancy there. Getting into a 1 red, 1 white Cloudspire Coordinator. When this creature enters, scry 2. Alright, that's good. Create X 1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens where X is the number of mounts and or vehicles that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. The tokens have this token saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. It's kind of cool. I like the artwork on this card. I mean, most situations you're going to be getting 1. Right? There's not going to be a whole lot of situations where you're just dumping a bunch of vehicles out of your hand. But it is cool. And it looks like this is very discotheque. I really like this art. Very cool. It makes me think of like the Running Man. This is an advertisement. Let's look at this. Count on luck. 3 red. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. I don't know. I guess. Sure. That's fine. It's perfectly good for red. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I mean, it's definitely playable. Full throttle. 2 red, 4 others, so 6 mana. Sorcery. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. That's definitely a strong commander card. Definitely. Potentially really good, obviously, in limited, and draft, and stuff like that, but super good commander. Fearless Swashbuckler, blue, red, and 1 other. Haste. Vehicles you control have haste. Whenever you attack, if a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. Oddly specific. I like it. It's cool. Yeah. He's a fish pirate. And who doesn't love that? Artwork is dynamite for this set. But that's kind of become the gold standard almost. Voyager Glide Car. When this vehicle enters scry 1, tap 3 other untapped creatures you control. Until end of turn, this vehicle becomes an artifact creature and gains flying, with a 1/1 counter on it. And it's crew 1. Oh. So you can just crew it normally, or you can make it fly and beef it up a little bit. That's cool. You need 3 other untapped creatures though. I mean, in most formats I feel like if I've got 3 other untapped creatures, I'm going to be able to generate a lot more value than just giving this guy flying and putting a 1/1 counter on him. You know what I mean? So by the time I'm able to activate that ability, I don't know. I mean, I get it that it's a 1-drop. It's a 2/3. I mean, that's cool. Let's look at Samut. First strike, Vigilance, Haste. For 6. Red, green, white, and 3 others. Start your engines. Other creatures you control get +X/+O, where X is your speed. Makes sense. And non-creature spells that you cast cost X less to cast, where X is your speed. I feel like this is going to be a fun commander for a lot of people, specifically for that second ability. I feel like that's where the real value of this comes into play as a commander. I don't see it doing a whole lot outside of commander, but that's just me. Marauding Mako, Shark Pirate. So I can start building out my Shark Pirate theme. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, put that many 1/1 counters on this creature. See, I like this. I'm probably not going to play it, but you already see a ton of blue-red instant, like in sorcery, where they're casting a bunch of spells to draw extra cards and everything like that. I'm building off of that, so it might be, I mean, it makes a lot of sense in those kind of decks where they're looking to use like, what's that, Tolarian Terror or whatever, and Haughty Djinn, shit like that. That guy fits in pretty well into those. As a 1-drop, I don't know if you'd want to replace any of your 1-drop spells though, because you're really using those early turns to kind of set that up. But I could see it being used. And it's only an uncommon. Enchanter's Ignition, 2 red, 3 others. Target creature deals damage equal to the power of each other creature and each opponent. It's great. Potential one-sided board wipe in certain formats, specifically Je Commanda. Market Back Walker. This creature enters with X 1/1 counters on it. Pay 4 to put another one on there. And when this creature dies, draw a card for each 1/1 counter on it. It's decent enough. Gets a lot better with things that are going to be increasing the 1/1 counters on it outside of just its normal abilities, the normal way to do it. Be that proliferate or any number of ways, really. Ketramos, The New Dawn. I love this art. Very cool. Menace, Lifelink, and Indestructible. Oh God. A 4/4, menace, lifelink, indestructible, but cannot attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Shit. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me think. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to exile things. A lot of ways to exile things in white. Few in black, but definitely with white you can get this guy triggered pretty quick. I could see him potentially showing up in standard. I feel like that's a card that I would try to make work, because I like that idea. We got Hour of Victory. Start your engines. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. I already like it. Max speed. So when you trigger the start your engines effect until it gets to its maximum, that's when you get this max speed bonus. Pay 1 black, 1 other, sacrifice this enchantment. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Alright. Ain't great. Kinda cool though. I like it. Start your engine's token. Draconautics Engineer. 1 red, 1 other. Exhaust. So, a little beef up ability here. Other creatures you control gain haste until the end of the turn. And put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Or, in addition, an additional exhaust ability is to create a 4/4 red dinosaur dragon creature token with flying. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's pretty much just good all the way across the board. Aggressive red decks are going to love it. I think Rakdos is really going to like this. I think this is a standard level. This is a standard worthy card right here, and it's a goblin. Remember, we got Krenko running around. I think that's an automatic. That's an auto include in a goblin deck. I would almost go as far as to say that. At least, yeah, that's a really strong card. Light Shield Parry. Target creature gets 2/2 until end of turn, and you can cycle it. It is what it is. Nice little combat trick. I like it. Get rid of it if you don't need it. Venom Saklagak. Death Touch. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gets +0/+3 until end of turn. Yeah, that's a common, alright. Definitely a good pickup if you're in those colors like in the draft. Yeah, gets a big butt if you saddle him. The Midnight Mangler. I like the theme of this card. I think it is dope as shit. During turns other than yours, this vehicle is an artifact creature. 2. That's great. That's really, really good. I feel like a problem that blue often has is having low mana cost creatures that it can use to block, and also potentially kill things that are attacking. It's got, a couple of walls, 1 or 2, good blockers, but not a whole lot of things that threaten to kill whatever your opponent is attacking with. A lot of them tend to be either smaller, or they just don't even have like an attack value at all. So I think that's a really cool deal. Crowcatcher Specialist. It's common. 1 red, 1 other. It's got haste. It's got an exhaust abilities to put 2/1 counters on it. For 4. Yeah. Another deal. Well, that's a decent little card for limited. The Streaking Oil Gorger. They should have just made it naked. I mean, is he streaking? Like, what's he doing? Alright, it's got Flying and Haste for 5. 3/3 for 5. Flying and Haste. Start your engines. Alright, so that's something. And he has Lifelink if you're at max speed. Your engines will be at 2 if this guy comes out and swings over to do damage. Yeah, because it starts at 1. So like, say he comes out, starts at 1. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Not great, but I mean, as far as the, commons go from this set. Sab Sunen, Luxa Embodied. Oh, see, a bit of a butterface. That's okay. God, Reach, Trample, Indestructible, makes sense. Not attack the black unless it has an even number of counters on it. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a 1/1 counter on Sab Sunen. Then, if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards. Holy moly. That's really good. Yeah, it's a 5-drop. You'll be seeing that at your local commander pod. Let me tell ya. I mean, those colors, the colors that she's in are, But we get a new dinosaur for you dinosaur folks out there. The Aganosaur Rex. 2 green, 3 trample, cycling. When you cycle it, put 2 1/1 counters up to 1 target creature or vehicle. And it gains trample and indestructible till end of turn. An 8/8 for 5. That's Magic the Gathering nowadays for you. That's an excellent card for all the things that green wants to do. So, once again, this is going to be a card that you're seeing. I'll play this in Standard. 100%. And look at this cool, oh wow, look at that cool alternate art. Oh, that's super dope. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Black Beast. Choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle. Mill 2 cards. Then destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. Hey, at sorcery speed? I mean, sure, I guess that works. Not my favorite piece of removal. I mean, I guess it's really good in decks that care about putting things into your graveyard, is where this fits. Which, of course, there's a lot of. But, I mean, unless... I just think about it this way. Unless you're specifically wanting to put things in your graveyard as quickly as possible, I feel like there's other better removal options. Bloodghast. We all know Bloodghast. I love this artwork for it, though. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's so dope. What is that, Ratfink? Right? Yeah. The good old Bloodghast is back. Love it or hate it. It's here. I want to look at your advertisement. The Repurposing Bay. Very Phyrexian. Sacrifice another artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus that's our sacrificed artifact's value. Put the card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You'll be seeing this once again at your local Commander pod table. Without a shadow of a doubt, you will be seeing that. Because there's a lot of, I mean, I don't even have to say it, there's so much you can do with that. Hazard the Godseeker. 2. Indestructible. Haste. Start your engines. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Can't attack or block unless you have max speed. I mean, that obviously this is just an absolute bomb in limited. Because everybody's going to be up at max speed in a slow format like that. I could see it being really good in standard too. People start figuring out how to get up to that max speed really fast. I mean, gotta remember we've got ball lightning floating around too, so red is starting to look really good. Air response unit for 3. It's got flying and vigilance. And crew 1. Very simple. Uncommon. That's fine. That's a fine card. It's not magnificent. Chrome Mox. I'm not even going to click on it. I'm so filled with rage. Oil Deep Gear Hulk. 2 blue, 2 black. Lifelink and Ward 1. This creature enters a look at the target player's hand. You may choose a card from it. If you do, that player discards that card and then draws a card. Cool. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's great. That's really good. I can see that being used. That's for sure. That's something that I would like to use. It makes it. It's not unbalanced because you have to have the mana specific. If it's just 1 blue, 1 black, and 2 others, I would say that that's just like outlandish. But I'm glad that it keeps you kind of locked into those 2 colors if you really want it to be super consistent. You got your starting line here. Starts your engines. Where you go figure, huh? Tap it for 1 mana of any color. You can sacrifice it later to draw 2 and discard. Great. That is a good card. Firewood Gear Hulk for 6. 2 red, 2 green, 2 others. Vigilance and Menace. This creature enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance and Menace until end of turn. And damage cannot be prevented this turn. That is a EDH bomb if I've ever seen one. You see a lot of those damage prevention type situations in Commander. If it had haste, I suppose if it had haste it might be a little busted. But if instead of Menace it had haste, I would play this in standard. 100%. I might try to make it work anyways, but I don't think I will. No, too pricey. We got Valor's Flagship here. It's a 7 mana. 3 white, 4 others. Flying for strike and lifelink. Crew 3. You can cycle it for white, 2 others, and X. When you cycle this card, create X/1/1 pilot token creatures with this token settles mounts and cruise vehicles if those power were 2 greater. means that they can pilot 3. That's cool. A little slow. It's a little slow. Old Drifter. Oh, that's good. Nice little play on words there. We got the 2 blue, 3 others. When he enters, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I don't know. Decent limited, I suppose. Lord of the Undead with the most amazing artwork. I mean, look at that. That is so cool. We know it, we love it. Happy to see it. Alright. Pia Nalar. I knew a girl named Pia one time. She was really sweet. Alright, whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get a couple energy counters. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 or more energy counters. If you do, create an XX colorless vehicle artifact token named Polar Aetherjet with flying and crew 2, where X is the amount of energy spent this way. I guess. A fun little build around, I suppose. Sahidi, the Radiant Creator. Whenever you cast an Artificer or artifact spell, you get an energy counter. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy, and when you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except for it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types and has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Once again, another fun little build around. I like to see that we're getting inclusion of people of all different types here. I'm not going to be playing it. I'm sure somebody will, though. I mean, it's interesting, I suppose. Now here's Hashaton. Now here's a card I can wrap my head around. Looks like a transformer. Just a white and a black. Keep it simple. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay a blue and 2 others. What? So he's got 3 different colors in his color identity. If you do, create a tap token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Now that's awesome. Yeah, see, that's super cool. That's a super cool. I mean, I can think of a lot of, just off the top of my head, I can think of a lot of fun stuff to do with that. So here's Temet, Anoctanamon's Will. White, blue, black. 2 others, Vigilance, Menace. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. Vigilance and Menace. I mean, he's a zombie, so he benefits from that. It's a pretty dope card. Once again, I mean, not something that I'm going to be playing in standard, but... Inspire, Cycle, Sky Cycle. The Tron. We got the Tron bike here. It's a white and a red and 2 others. When this vehicle enters, distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 to 2 other target vehicles and or creatures you control. Crew for 1. And it's got flying. I like it. I actually kind of like it a lot. I think like it's appropriately priced, mana-wise, for to see play in a lot of different strategies. So now we got their G-Funk. Alright, he said this is their dude here. It's Anakin. Turnip caster, 1 red, 1 white. Mounts vehicles you control have haste. Whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled. Whenever a vehicle you control enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Now this is fantastic, because if you're looking to play vehicles in Standard, or in any other format for that matter, I mean, what's your big drawback? You know, you got to figure out how to make them work, you know? And if people get hip to the fact that you're trying to pilot these vehicles, you know, it gets hard. People start going after your potential crew, and it just makes things rough for you, so that kind of gets around that. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to one target vehicle you control until end of turn. It becomes an artifact creature and gains haste. I like that this isn't even one of her abilities. This just happens. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact or discard a card, if you do, draw a card. Create a 3/2 colors vehicle artifact creature token with crew 1 for just 0. Deal an emblem that whenever an artifact you control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target. That's great. This is a very good card. I like this a lot. I mean, because you can get this online immediately almost. And I just think she's neat. That's good. The boosted sloop. Menace whenever you attack, draw a card and discard a card. It's fine. Should have flying. Looks like it has flying, right? This looks like a flying card to me. Yeah, I get it. It's a sloop. It's boosted, you know. I guess Menace works too. God, there's a lot of these. We got Captain Howler, the Sea Scourge, who I automatically love because he's a shark man. Board 2, get 2 life. You discard 1 or more cards. Type of creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. For each card discarded this way. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. This is an amazing card, and you will see this in 1 or more formats. Absolutely guaranteed. Very, very good card. 5/4 for 4. It's got ward. Yeah, this is going to see significant play. Not only in Commander. You're going to see it. It's going to be around. That's my prediction. You'll learn to love him, or you'll learn to hate him. Through a Ranger's Aether Hive. Green, blue, one other. Vigilance. Whenever you activate an exhaust ability, create a 1/1 colorless Doctor artifact creature token with flying. Create it for 1. This card, Wizards, should have an exhaust ability on it. Even if it's not anything amazing. Even if it's just like search your library for a land card or something. It should have an exhaust ability on it. Alright. But looking at the next card, here's your exhaust ability. Fast Racer. Green, blue. Artwork on this is okay, it's cool. 2/3 for 2, that's always great. Exhaust, green, green, blue, and X. Put X 1/1 counters on this dude. Then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Varma's power until end of turn. You can only do it once. Pretty cool. Yeah, I could play that. I could definitely play that. A little bit of an overrun effect there. Thunder's Velocipede. Green, green 1. Trample. 5/5. Crew 3. But with those fancy crew dudes, you know, that's just one of them. Each of the vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it, if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters with 3 additional 1/1 counters on it. That's fantastic. Holy moly. Yeah, that's really good. You're going to be seeing that. mean, everybody already loves Bristly Bill. Thunderous Velocity kind of fits right in there now, doesn't it? Holy moly. Here's another advertisement. We're looking at Upchick, the Emerald Radian. When Upchick enters, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each artifact and or creature card in your graveyard. I'm already in love. I'm not in love with that mana cost of 2 black or green and 3 others, but I like that first ability. And whenever another insect you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Upchick, and each opponent loses a life. Y'all know how much I love insects. You know, I like that. Crypticolor Chariot, black and 3 others. It's got menace. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, create that many tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. And crew for 2. It's 5/5. This is fantastic. This is fantastic in blue-black. This is really, really good in Dimir, because there's tons and tons of ways to have you drawing and discarding. In, what is it, Grixis? This is, like, absolutely incredible. I could see, I haven't built a Grixis deck in forever. I would throw this in a Grixis deck, because with red and blue combined, and obviously black has got a few methods for it too, you could be, this guy could just be like a zombie factory. So that's really cool. Hold on a second, I want to look at the alternate art for this. Okay, that's pretty cool, I guess. I like that one better. This one's kind of cool. I like this one better, for sure. That's a card I'm very much happy to see. Look at Battery, Tomorrow's Champion. You can exert him. Create a 1/1 white cat creature token with lifelink. Okay, it goes into the cats. This goes into that deck I made, what was it, yesterday? That white, well, that was yesterday, right? I did that white release. Cycle him if you don't want him. And when you cycle him, cats you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Okay, that's cool. I like that. He's a cat man. He's a crazy cat man. They couldn't make it a girl. Crazy cat lady. We got Zahar, the Glory's Past. A zombie cat warrior. That's an interesting combination of keywords. 2 mana, a white and a black. It's got start your engines. Sacrifice another creature, surveil 1. That's cool. Max speed, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Man, so they're really leaning into that. They're giving us a lot of ways to swarm zombies. I like that. I like the theme of that too, you know. You're trying to race against this guy, and like part of the challenge of racing against these dudes is that there's frickin' zombies wandering around all over the damn track. Alright, so Bulwark Ox, whenever this creature attacks while saddled, you put a 1 counter on target creature, and that's decent enough. Sack him. Creatures you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. And saddle for 1. I can see this getting played a lot in EDH. I'd see it getting played in Standard too, but definitely in Commander. Anything that you can do that gives all your guys indestructible, or even enough of them to make board wipes more one-sided in your favor. You know, make people that are constantly casting board wipes have to think twice, because they're like, oh shit, this guy's just going to sack that dude out and save his guys. We got Licorin, Soul of Alakria. Whenever Licorin attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts or vehicles. Saddle for 1. Mr. Green and the White for a 1/1. That's cool. dies easy. Dies real easy. You could poke him with a pillow and kill him. We got Caradora, the Heart of Alakria. Green white, 2 others. Whenever Caradora enters, you may search your library for a mount or vehicle card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. If one or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature or vehicle you control, that many plus 1/1 counters are put on it instead. I see this fitting into, there's a lot of people who are doing this already. I like that at least it's limited to a mount or vehicle card for the search effect, because otherwise it would just be like, oh god, I'm going to be seeing this every day for the rest of my life. Alright, the Boommobile. This has some great flavor. I don't even have to know what it does. When this vehicle enters, add 4 mana of any color. Any one color, thank god. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Exhaust, 1 red, 2 others, and X. This vehicle deals X damage to any target, and put a 1/1 counter on this vehicle. This is cool. It's pretty mana efficient. Really, like when you think about it, you could like drop it, use that 4 mana, activate this ability, and just deal 1 damage to something. Or if you've got the additional mana laying around, deal a couple damage. So potentially drop this, kill something in the process. and then it's a 6/6 with crew 2. And I mean, you got 2 guys on the board. You're playing in mono red. Either mono red or maybe, yeah, I mean, ideally. That's cool. I really like Boommobile. Like I said, red has got a lot of tools to be really, really strong right now. Mono red. Whenever this vehicle attacks, create a treasure token. I mean, that just fits right into the theme of what we were talking about there. Exhaust 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature and put a 1/1 counter on it. Crew 1. That artwork is fantastic. That's really, really nice artwork. Yeah, I mean, obviously, those 2 are right next to each other for a reason. Redshift the Rocketeer Chief. Add X mana of any one color. Oh, it's only a red and green. Vigilance. Add X mana of any one color, where X is his power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Super Mega Exhaust cost of a bajillion. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. That's cool. I like it. I mean, by the time you're able to generate that kind of mana, you're not going to have a ton of stuff in your hand anyways, but there's ways to cheat that. Apocalypse Runner, we got your Mad Max truck here. Lord Humongous would be pleased. Target creature control the power 2 or less against life and can tell him to turn and cannot be blocked. Crew it for 3. Unstoppable Slasher has 2. Unstoppable Slasher has 2 power. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's keep going. Far Fortune the End Boss. Black got 2 others. Start your engines. Remember? Whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals 1 damage to each opponent. Max speed. If you source your control, deal damage to an opponent, controls the deal damage plus 1. That's really good. Rakdos. Very strong. I'll play her. I'll play her for sure. We got another loot. Loot just be showing up everywhere nowadays. People love him. Look how cute he is. Look at that. Double strike, vigilance, haste. 3 different exhaust abilities. The green one tapped at 3 mana of any color. Blue one is to have to draw 3 cards. That's absolutely ridiculous. He has haste. Ugh. And red deals 3 damage to any target. Holy moly, that blue ability. People will try to figure out how to play him. I mean, people will be playing this guy in standard just for that. Just for that right there. And you might even see it, I don't know if you'd see it in other formats. I don't really play other formats enough to know, but just being able to drop this guy and draw 3 cards is bananas. Absolutely bananas. How much further we got? Oh my god. Oh, we're getting down to the lands down there, so just a little bit longer. The last ride. 1 black gets -X, where X is your life total. Pay 2 life, draw a card for black and 2. Crew for 2. It's a 13/13. There's plenty of ways to make this a wonderful card. Just being able to pay 2 life and draw a card, it's great. I like it. I think it's cool. I think thematically it's super dope, like super mega dope. Winter, the Cursed Righted. I don't really care for Winter as a character, but we'll see what he does. You can ward, pay 2 life, right? Artifacts you control have ward, pay 2 life on exhaust. Blue black 2, tap them to exile X cards from your graveyard. They have to be artifacts. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X until end of turn. It's a build around. I don't see him going much more than that. I mean, just being a 3/2 with ward 2 or ward pay 2 life is annoying. Yeah, I'm annoyed by him. I don't much care for Winter already, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I think that card's dumb. Alright, artifact vehicle. Vigilance. When this vehicle enters, you may search your library for an artifact card and reveal it. Put it onto the battlefield if its mana value is 2 or less, otherwise put it into your hand. Then shuffle. You will probably see this card in EDH till the day you die. This card will get played in Commander forever if you're in these colors. There's going to be a million different commanders and a million different decks that are going to want this card, even at 6 mana. Even at 6 mana. Being able to search up an artifact card and drop it straight on the battlefield if it's 2 or less mana, or put it into your hand, either way, people are going to play it. That's an auto-include in a lot of decks. Many decks. The Medican Cord Guidelight. Medican Cord's power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. Start your engines, max speed. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, copy it. A million ways to break this card. I don't even have to go into it. At 2 mana, I mean, just look at it. There's some people out there that are just like wiggling and squirming and laughing hysterically at the potential of this guy right here. It's cool. It's cool. I won't play it. I don't typically play that. I mean, I can't say that. No guarantees. Maybe someday I will. The Aether Spark, 4 mana. Some of the Aether Spark is attached to a creature. The Aether Spark can't be attacked, and has whenever a creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aether Spark. Artifact Planeswalker equipment. What kind of wacky nonsense am I living in? Attach him to one target creature, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. That's fair enough. You can draw 2 cards, or you can add 10 mana of any one color. Dumb. You can hit that. There's many ways to hit this -10, like the turn after you bring it out. Many ways. And then what are you going to do with 10 mana? Possibilities are endless. Yeah, that's bananas. You're going to be seeing people, yeah, there's going to be people using that. Using and abusing, my friends. The Aether Spark is going to be a part of Magic for the rest of your life. I hope you get used to it. Might get banned, who knows. Start your engines. You have no speed. Go bananas. You have no maximum hand size. Go even more bananas. Max speed, if you draw a card, draw 2 cards. Mega super bananas. But the one saving grace on this is that it is a creature. It does not have any power. Plenty of ways to deal with this. Plenty of ways to deal with this. I think that's a cool creature. I think it's fun, and I think it fits as a homunculus. And look how adorable this guy is. I don't like that art, though. I think that's better. I think he looks a little bit more flamboyant there. Here he just looks like kind of eyeball mage, man. He could be anybody. But I think that's fine. I think that's balanced. I think it's fine. There's plenty of ways to deal with him, and he doesn't do anything too crazy. I love these raceway cards. I did cheat and look at some of the raceway cards. Start your engines, of course. Add nothing. Going fast, add more. Nothing. I fucked up. Let's go Aetherdrift spoilers. Start your engines. If you have no speed, starts 1. Add nothing. Max speed, target creature gains haste. Market. I'm not even going to blow these up. As the end is tapped, as it enters, choose a color, and 1 mana of the chosen color. You can cycle it. That's cool. Ravish Car Raceways. Add nothing. Start your engines. Max speed, discard a card, draw a card. Lifecraft engine. This vehicle enters, choose a creature type. Vehicle creatures you control are the chosen creature type in addition to their other types. Each creature you control of the chosen type, other than this vehicle, gets +1/+1. Crew 3. Yeah, a lot of people want that. Lots of people in a lot of different situations, they want that. Look at the different variations on it. The Lifecraft engine looks like anything your heart can desire. Is it a goat, dragonfly, Dagron man, or is it a kitty cat terrarium, centipede dude, hungry caterpillar man? Who knows? Could be anything. Could just be a big old ball of light. Why did these get messed up in order? Let's go to Crag. We all know what that does. Willow Rush Verge. Nice. Sack this land to create a pilot. The Wild Roads. Yeah, you can go out to the Wild Roads and recruit yourself a pilot. That's cool. Wastewood Verge. Wood Falls. Swiftwater Cliffs. These are all pretty standard. I really like the land cycle in this set. All the artwork is just amazing. These artists are just unreal. Bloodfell Caves, gross. Looks like a booty hole. Blown out booty hole caves. Bright glass gear hole. First strike trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. This is another card that you're going to see a lot. Probably not as much as that other vehicle that switches up artifacts. But there's plenty of 1 mana cost artifacts and enchantments that are really, really good, especially in green and white. So there's a lot of great targets for that ability. Duretti, the Rocketeer Engineer, he's in it. You know, he's in a wheelchair. I think that's cool. His power and toughness is equal to his power is equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Whenever he enters or attacks, choose target artifact card in your graveyard, and you may sacrifice an artifact, and if you do, return the chosen card to the battlefield. There's certain situations where you're going to be able to cheat crazy shit out with this guy. Obviously. So, yeah. Earth Rumbler. Vigilance Trample, exile an artifact or creature card from a graveyard. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Good for 3. 7/6. A green and 4 others. That's cool. I like having an alternative way. Any of these vehicles that has an alternative way to make it usable is good in my book, because, yeah, just the normal mounting or whatever, crewing, sometimes can be a little problematic. But yeah, that's what we got so far with these spoilers, and I'm telling you, the set looks like it's going to be super duper fun to play. I was saying this yesterday, to play draft, or to play like a sealed, like a pre-release or something like that. It looks like it's going to be an absolute hilarious blast. Wacky racers on crack. And they're certainly giving us plenty of cards that are going to be, you'll be seeing them for years to come. Whether it be in standard, I'm sure some of them are going to find a nice home in some of the more extended formats. And 100% in Commander. I mean, 100% in Commander. There's a lot of really good cards. But yeah, that's it for today. I think I just wanted to go over these cards and look at them myself, kind of for the first time. Let you guys take a look at them. Hopefully you had a good time, and hopefully you're excited for this set. I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I'm not quite as excited for this as I was for Foundations, but Foundations scratch that nostalgia, you know, for me of old school Magic. But this is definitely new school Magic, and it's very cool, very thematic. I love it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I will see you soon, and I hope you come back again sometime and hang out with me. Love ya, and peace.